When you think about modern architecture, you immediately think of Mies van der Rohe or Le Corbusier or Walter Gropius. These men were the pioneers of an architectural style that would reflect the modern era. The simplicity, the use of modern materials, and the functional vision of a building were the main characteristics of this architectural phase from which Ludwig Mies van der Rohe belonged. This great architect was born in Germany in 1886, and then he became an American citizen in 1944. He started working in his father's shop and at an interior designer's department. It was in 1908 that he began to work in the architecture field as the apprentice of Peter Burns, the place where he learned about the design theories at that time. He worked as a construction manager under Burns' instructions, where his talents were easily recognized. So he started working for independent commissions. It didn't take him long to start his independent professional career working for high-class society in Germany. He started his career with a neoclassic vision of architecture, but after the World War I, he started new projects, leaving aside the traditional ornaments and looking forward a modern vision. It was then when Mies began to work in a new architecture style that would represent the essence of the modern era. After 1993, the Nazis didn't consider Mies architecture as German anymore, so he saw himself forced to move to the United States of America. The architect settled in Chicago, Illinois, where he became the head of the architecture school of the Illinois Institute of Technology, where he built his masterpiece, the Crown Hall. This building is considered Mies' finest work, the definition of mission architecture. His 30 years as an American architect reflect a more structural and pure approach towards achieving his goal of a new architecture for the 20th century. He focused his efforts on the idea of enclosing open and universal spaces with clearly arranged structural frameworks.
From the beginning, Mies found himself attracted to the broad proportions, regularity of rhythmic elements, and attention to the relationship of the man-made to nature. He used to say less is more. Under that principle, he developed the simplicity in his work, creating beautiful buildings shaped with a structural steel framework and large glass panels. One of his most known masterpieces is the Barcelona Pavilion, where he played with the color and texture in a way where the horizontal symmetry can be recognized. The Barcelona Pavilion is designed so the people will move around the building instead of staying in one room. The smoothness of the granite walls creates balance along with the glass panels. The harmony of his pavilion lies in the relationship of the wide open space with the enclosed one. It creates the sensation of being outdoors while you are still indoors because of his transparent glass panels and the subtle colors in the walls. Moreover, another remarkable building of Mies van der Rohe is the Seagram building in New York City. In this piece, he played with the proportion until he got the perfect ones, by leaving a public space in front of the building and raising the height of his neighbors. The building addressed itself to its context. The way the color is used leaves a dramatic first impression of the building. The huge bronze and dark glass skyscraper juxtaposed to the granite paved plaza below creates that visual contrast that makes it so unique. Mies van der Rohe passed away at the year 1969. He proposed a mission to create not only a new architectural style, but also a new architectural language. that could be used to represent the essence of technology and production. He saw a need for architecture expressive of and in harmony with his epoch, just as Gothic architecture was for an era of spirituality. He believed that every architectural element must contribute to a unique composition. This architecture was and still is an inspiration for the architecture that came after him. It is amazing how after over 50 years, MIES architecture still seems classy and new styled. The futuristic vision of his excellent architecture can still be appreciated in his work.